Well, and today I'm going to be ranking 16 AP classes. Um, I this is the summer, obviously, when this is being uploaded. I've taken all of these classes. I haven't gotten the grades back for my senior classes, so perhaps I'll post on Instagram lowering some of the rankings because I failed them. Um, but yeah, this is just what my opinions on them. And I figured since I took a good few, I would give my thoughts. And, if you guys agree or disagree, let me know. We'll see what happens. But before I rank them, I do have a bit of an FAQ I need to get to. I posted about this earlier and then deleted the post. I didn't want too many people to know about it. Um, but I got a few questions from them. The first one was, why didn't you take AP Pre-Calculus? The main reason was that my school didn't offer it. I just didn't have the opportunity to take it. I mean, I could have done an independent study, but I just didn't see the need to. It would have been my sophomore year. It just seemed like a waste. So the second question is, why didn't you take AP Pre-Calculus? From other people who have taken the course, it just doesn't seem like that great of a class. It doesn't seem like a better experience than just taking Pre-Calculus from the school normally. So it just didn't seem like the right thing for me to do. And our last question, this one's a pretty good question. Why didn't you take AP Pre-Calculus? Because it seemed fucking stupid. So now we can move on to the first and only AP I took in freshman year, which was AP Human Geography. Um, it was okay. I have it ranked as C tier on the final list. It's not my favorite. I'm not a big social studies guy, but I did learn a few things. Um, I remember terraces, which we have right here. I remember that similar stores or similar businesses put themselves right next to each other, and that might be it. That might be the two things I remember. So overall, good class. I really liked the teacher. The teacher made it fun, and just the content wasn't that interesting to me. And as we'll get to later, AP Human Geography is like, well, no, I'll get to that later. But yeah, overall, it would have been a more solid class if I just liked social studies. But yeah, C two. AP U.S. history. Now again, I just said I don't like social studies. Despite that, I really like this class. I have this as A tier. Um, I just I think there was the most specific things which I could really grasp onto, like the farewell address. I actually used that in AP government in my senior year. I remembered that and was able to use it. Watergate, we had to do, each student in the class had to do a different presentation. I did mine on Watergate, which was pretty interesting. I feel like there was just a lot there, and I learned a lot. And before, the teacher was pretty cool. So I just had a really good time with this class, and would definitely recommend it to anyone that wants to take it. Oh, I should say, my school, for some reason, had U.S. history in sophomore and AP World history in junior. Though apparently that's switched in most places. I don't know why my school did that, but perhaps that affects my ranking. But you know, and then also my other one that I took in sophomore year, AP Biology. This one, I did like this class. I have this as an A tier, as well. Or with U.S. history, it was up and down for me. There were some units that I really liked, like this one, learning about some systems, and then some that I didn't like. This whole unit wasn't my favorite. But overall, I liked the class. I learned a lot. Um, this class, if I hadn't taken it, I probably wouldn't be going into the major that I'm currently going into. so had a bit of an influence. Um, but as for much content as there is, I also had a good time with it. I had a good fun time learning. Um, would definitely recommend this class to most people. AP World History. Now this was an interesting class. I'm not really a social studies guy, and that really pulled through in this class. This class, as my teacher aptly put it, takes like thousands of years of information, and you have to be able to spit it out very specifically at any given time. So I had a pretty difficult time with it. Um, and admittedly, I did learn a lot from it. I learned a decent amount, but it was a lot of work to do the class. And like in my school, a bunch of people that didn't do a lot of APs did this class because they thought it was easy. I don't know where that came from. I would not say this class was easy. But it was certainly an interesting class. I wouldn't say I looked forward to it, but I did at least have solace in the fact that I'd be learning something semi interesting each class. So overall, good class. I think I have it in B tier. Um, yeah, pretty alright, and also introduced me to my love, Jared Diamond. AP Language and Composition. I only have two pictures on here because I didn't really know what else to put. Um, it's just like the AP English class. Like when I was telling people my schedule, I never said AP Lang. I just said AP English because that's what this class is. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of nuance to it. You have to write these different types of essays, as well as the multiple choice questions, and then you have to read and you have to do blah 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 blah. It was a lot, and honestly, I'm glad I took it. Like I'm not, like with social studies, I'm not a huge English guy, but I really did like this class. I think it gave me a lot of the good foundational skills I needed to write well in the future, which came back for my senior AP English class as well as others. But it also like kind of made me not hate English. Like I never hated English, but again, it wasn't my favorite. But I think this class and then the class in my senior year were what ultimately started me on liking English, if not only a little, because I had a lot of fun with this class. Between like our teacher, she had us do required readings, but like they were with different topics and we got to choose, so I had a good time with that. I don't know. Overall, I just really liked it, and the writing was pretty cool. It occurs to me I should probably tell you like my grades for all of these, like what I got in the AP test. So for this one I got a 3. It's gonna be a theme. This one I got a 3. This one I got a 3, though it's not entirely my fault. Our teacher was gone for like a month, and the unit she was gone for showed up a lot on the test. So maybe I would have gotten a 4. This one I got a 3. This one I got a 3. Um, it'll get better. I swear to you. Anyways, but yeah, I really like this class. Um, I put it as a B tier. Maybe it should be A tier. I don't know, but yeah, pretty good. AV Calculus, the controversial one. So I get a 5 on this for reference, and if that didn't tell you enough, I think this is the easiest AP class out of all of the ones that I took. I didn't struggle a single day with this class. It was so easy, but also I had a lot of fun with it. I have this class as an S tier. Maybe it should be an A tier. I think I didn't want to overpopulate the A tier, but I have this as S tier. Oh, I didn't rank within the tiers. It occurs to me. Whatever. Um, but yeah, I really like this class. I had a lot of fun, and there's a bunch of people that like I said that weird. There are a lot of people that I think could benefit. I'd say most people, like even if you're not doing calculus, like ever, I think the concepts in calculus that you learn are very helpful to know. I think just having like this class is basically just teaching you about infinity, and that's really useful. And I've used that in my life in like actual applications, even if it's not actual calculus, though I've also used that in real applications. But anyways, I really like this class, would recommend it. And then finally, nope, not finally for junior, we have AP Physics, Mechanics. We didn't do the electricity one because I don't know, the teacher thought we were too dumb, I guess. But I'll tell you my grade later. But like with calculus, I really liked this class. I also have it as an S tier. I think this was a very cool class, even though it was pretty rigorous and pretty difficult. Our teacher, like he looked at syllabi of college classes for this, and he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna make this as hard as a college class." But I really like that. I like the difficulty because I don't struggle with most classes. So I had to fight to get my grade in this one. And even if it didn't prepare me for classes, then I get an idea of what the work might be like. But I just had a good time, with especially with physics C instead of physics 1, having the calculus lets you have a lot of different applications to it. So yeah, I had a really good time. My grade, so I got a 4 on the test, but I think it should have been a 5, because while I was taking the test, they printed it wrong. So like when they told me to stop for a section, it was before the questions had stopped. Like there were more questions after it told me to stop, so I didn't get to answer them. And like I had extra time, so I could have answered them. Anyways, long story short, maybe I would have gotten a 5. I was like, our teacher had us do it like a mock exam, and I very got a 5. So I don't know, maybe not, but overall I really liked this class. AB seminar. By the way, just for context, this is because we had to dress up to give our presentation. I went a little all out. Anyways, AB seminar. I liked this class. Yeah, I have it as an A tier, so I liked it a lot. But it's interesting. It's a writing class, but it also has to do with like skills of research, but then that's an AP research. So I don't know. I liked this class. I thought it was interesting. I think a lot of people could benefit from taking it just as like knowing how to write kind of thing and having a basic introduction to like knowing what to put into a paper. I don't know. I thought it was good. Like I said, I have it as A tier. I got a 3 on this one. That could have been because of me. That could have been because of other group members, because we had 2 group projects throughout the year that went to the AP score. So, I don't know. Maybe I would have done better. Maybe not. To our first senior class, starting off with a bang. AP government, as we called it, even though there's like 2 AP governments, this is the important one. This is the cool one. This class I have as D tier. I didn't put any in F tier. I probably should have. I hated this one. I like government. I do like government, actually. I liked a lot of the content in this class, but the way the course makes us learn it kind of fucking sucks. And the teacher also wasn't great. This was the same teacher. Actually, I'm not going to get into it. It doesn't matter. But we didn't have a great teacher, and the content also isn't designed to be put out in a good way. So we kind of didn't learn that well. I mean, we did, but not anything we didn't already know, at least a little. I would recommend taking it. Like, our school, you could either take this class or took, like, basic government. And, looking at some of the things they learned, it was absolutely nothing. I'm pretty sure the people that took that class lost knowledge of our government. So I definitely would recommend this class. It's just really annoying to take. And like I said, with all the senior classes, I haven't gotten a score, but I can predict what I think I got. I think I got a 4 on this. It felt really easy, but then my older brother also said it felt easy, and his whole class failed. So we'll see what happens. AP macroeconomics. This one was interesting. After taking the class, I've said multiple times, not to you guys, but just in general, I wish we had AP Microeconomics. Because AP Macro, the first unit is micro, and then the rest is, whatever. I loved the micro unit, and then hated everything else. I, the micro unit was about, like this, capital goods, consumer goods, combinations, a little bit of that about this, not anything about this. Um, I don't know. It was really interesting. And the teacher had a very specific style of teaching, which I sort of liked, sort of didn't like. I'm not sure. I didn't put this in like one of the letter tiers. I think I named the tier for this one. This did things to me. Because, like I said, I loved the first unit and hated everything else. This class almost made me not talk on stage at our graduation, and not that I care about that, but like the gravity of the stupidity from this class is just like palpable. It's, I don't know. I think I got a 3 on it, maybe a 4. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. AP Lit and Comp. I when did I hear this? Okay, I put this in A tier. I liked this class a lot. Like I said with AP Lang, um, I'm not an English guy, but I really did like this class. I think Lang set me up to like this class because I have a lot of fun with analysis, especially like poetry. One of the things you have to do for the test is analyze poetry, and I like doing that. So I think this class did well for me, though I didn't like reading. These books, maybe I should have put Invisible Man instead of Beloved, but these were like my 3 favorite books. Um, and then the other ones I didn't like as much. But I mean, it's not like the teacher's fault. Like our teacher chose which ones we read based on what he thought would be on the test, and admittedly, I ended like so for one of our essays we have to use a book as evidence, like an outside source. Um, I ended up using Crime and Punishment. It wasn't on the list, but like I still used it. Um, if it was any other book, I don't think I would have remembered enough details about it to write a full essay. Which perhaps I didn't finish all of the books. Not entirely my fault. I wanted to finish The Handmaids and Invisible Man. I just didn't have the time. This one I didn't want to finish. Um, but anyways, yeah, I did like this class, and the teacher who taught it was really cool. I didn't mention it before. The teacher who taught AP Lang was very cool as well. I think the teachers being good really factored into why I liked this class so much, and AP Lang. But yeah, overall very good class. I think even if you're not doing literary analysis, like I'm not doing that at all, I don't think I'm gonna have to take an English class at all during college. But that's partially due to having a credit of this. Anyways, I think everyone should take this class if it's offered, because it's really interesting if you get into it. AP Calculus BC. So this one was interesting. I sort of liked it. So our school, what they did was they had you take BC first semester, which is Calc 2 and 3, but then they also had you take the entirety of Calc 3 second semester, which didn't make a lot of sense to me. But I kind of like mix those up. Like I don't fully remember which math is part of which class. I'm trying to remember which BC. I know all of this is. I liked the new integration methods. I liked parametrics. I sort of liked series. If I understood them faster, I would have liked them more. But I liked this class. I put it under AB, like AB, I had an S tier. This class I have an A tier. It was a little less interesting, I think. But I mean, I guess I already learned all the calculus. This is just an extension of it. So that's kind of to be expected. I don't know. Oh, I didn't say for this. I think I got a 3. One of the essays I didn't finish. Like I only got 2 body paragraphs in. Maybe my other essays and MCQ carry it. But probably not. Anyways, yeah. So I did like this class, but there were also some problems with it that just came through. I mean, if you took AB, oh, I didn't put stats on this. I didn't put I didn't put an AP stats slide. I forgot about it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Stats is stupid. If you took AB and you have to take another math next year, and like, BC and stats, AP stats and AP Calc BC are your only options. Take BC. Stats is stupid. This class is a lot better. That's all I'll say. For my grade, honestly, I didn't get a 1, and that's all I'm sure about. I could have gotten a 5. I could have gotten a 2. I am truly not sure about this. Um, environmental. Environmental was interesting. I wanted to take AP Chem, but due to like scheduling or whatever, I couldn't take it. So I took this, and it was interesting. Honestly, our teacher. So a lot of people didn't want to take this class because like they didn't like the approach our teacher took. What he did was like every class he had us do like an MCQ, an FRQ, and something else, which I forget. Which was boring and annoying, because it was just a bunch of work. But it did kind of prepare us, and for other classes, like doing an FRQ every day, like that made me prepared to do FRQs on all of my tests. But it was interesting. Um, I don't know. I liked a lot of the content, and I also didn't like a lot of the content. Like, it was very half and half for me. I liked the energy stuff. Um, that's the only one I can really remember. I didn't like the biomes and like Earth, which I guess is kind of my fault. If I don't like the Earth part of environmental, then I think that's on me. But yeah. Oh, so what I was gonna mention for human geography is someone described to me that AP environmental is just the AP human geography without the human part, and that's kind of true. So if you really liked AP human geography, just take environmental because you're probably gonna like it, which doesn't make sense if you think about it, but it worked, so I'm not gonna question it. For this test, I did a lot better than I thought I would. I think I definitely got a 4. Maybe I got a 5. Um, but yeah, pretty good class overall. I think I have a B tier. It wasn't A because there were just a few parts I didn't like about it. AP Psychology. We're on to the electives. So I love psychology in general. Like every time our school, like just for school, I've had to write a paper on something and I got to choose, I always wrote it on psychology because I love psychology. I love a bunch of different aspects of it. Um, this class I hated. Mostly because a lot of it wasn't actually psychology. Um, a lot of it was history. Like you had to know people, and I mean like everyone knows Freud, but like you had to know people and what they did. Some of it was like I don't know, like biology, like knowing where different parts of the brain are and like what certain systems do. And like admittedly, yes, those are both very important for an understanding of psychology, but like I don't care about that. That's not actual psychology. I wanted I wanted to learn more about like development and like I don't know, um relationships. I don't know, and cognition. Like I want to learn more of that stuff, and not this, which isn't the class's fault. Like I could have read the like syllabus or whatever and learned um what psychology was about, or learned what like AP psychology taught. I didn't do that. Also, I think it's for most schools it's like a year-long class. Our school had the first half like be non-AP, so like it wasn't as hard, and then the second semester was AP, and they just stuffed more content into that. And I didn't take the first semester because of scheduling, so maybe it's my fault. Maybe there was a lot more actual psychology in the first semester, but I don't think there was. So I don't know. overall, eh, I put it in C tier. It just really wasn't what I wanted it to be, which is on me, admittedly, but like still. Um, for my grade, I'd like to think I got a 4 because I know a lot about psychology, but I think I got a 3 because of just what the test wanted. So, unfortunate. AP Spanish language and culture. This one was S tier for me. It might be my favorite. It might be better cuz like I don't think, well, maybe. I don't know. I really liked this class. And I just liked learning language in general. Like my teacher described that this class, didn't happen in a year. It happened every year you took Spanish leading up to it, which is true because you're tested on your entire knowledge of Spanish, and you can't learn AP Spanish level of Spanish in 1 year. So like the years leading up to it counted. But the culture part was also interesting. I'm not, I've said it before. I'm not a history guy. And this required learning about history, so that was difficult. But I still liked the class, and also a big part of it was like the teacher we had. I had him for 3 of my 4 years in high school, like teaching Spanish. And I really liked him. He was cool. He taught us Spanish well. He made us laugh. um I just really liked this class. Yeah. um I don't really know what to say. I just thought it was cool. And honestly, so I didn't like the culture, so I didn't really learn it that well. I tried to, but I just didn't. And on the test, I needed to know exactly two things, and that was it, which I find so funny because like that does make me a little mad that like I didn't need to know culture, like a lot of culture for the culture test, but I mean it also made it easy for me, so I'll take it. For my grade, honestly, I'm not sure. I could have gotten a 3. I think I got a 4. I could have gotten a 5. Like honestly, I don't think I got a 5. I think 4 is the most likely, followed by 3, followed by 5. I think I passed it. But that remains to be seen, quite frankly. So we'll see. But yeah, really like this class. If we had AP French at my school, I might have done the French track instead of Spanish. Um, but maybe that's just an attestament to my like for language instead of Spanish specifically. But I did really like this class. A lot of the culture was cool. Would recommend it. And our final class that I have on the slide, I think, is AP Research. Now this I mentioned I had AP Seminar before. This is basically the part 2 of the AP Seminar. It's where you just spend the entire year writing one research paper, which I have here. That's the whole paper. It was 80 pages long. um, but yeah, oh wait, this might not be the 80-page version. I might have taken some stuff out. Anyways, I really like this class. I have it in A tier. I might want it in S tier. I made the tier list like really quickly, so I didn't think a lot. This might be an S tier class because I really liked it. I wrote my paper on psychology. I had fun with that topic. This class, you definitely have to like your topic if you're gonna take it. Like I mean, I went into the class first day just saying I want to write about psychology. I didn't know what yet, um, but I eventually got there. Um, but I mean, it's a big time sink. This class, writing a 4,000, 5,000 word paper, it takes some time. So if you have time to burn, which I didn't, then I definitely recommend this class. Again, you have to take seminar first, but that's fine. It kind of seminar does do a good job of preparing for this class. I also had a good teacher for this class. She really knew how to write as well as like get all of us online. And then on top of that, we had a lot of fun in this class, which I think is good. Um, so yeah, I would highly recommend doing this. You also get something from College Board, which College Board doesn't like to give people things. So, if they're giving you something, it might be a good idea. But yeah. And then finally, we have the full tier list. Like I said earlier, there are a few things I might want to change in post. This, and I didn't rank within tiers, like I said. This would definitely be a different tier list if it was. AP Calc AB might be A tier. Research is S tier, I won't lie. Lang might also be S tier. I didn't talk about stats, but that is B tier. Yeah. And then obviously macro down here. That's not to say it's on the bottom, but it's omnipotent in the fact that some parts were really good and some parts were really bad. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you enjoyed. And goodbye.